Hello and welcome back to Badflashes. Today I'll be talking about VHS tapes. I mean, it's kind of close, right? It's old and you have to push it in something and go up to the TV and click it and then, you know, kind of like a click that. No, not really. The reason today is kind of like a VHS tape is because like Braveheart and like Titanic, like Scarface and The Sound of Music, it's going to be a two-parter. You're going to have to take out the other tape and blow on its spindles and put in the new one. And it's going to just start up from where it left off. I mean, you know, there's some good stuff in part one, so don't just go part two. Not that you really can, because it's YouTube, and I'm not going to upload until later, so. But, you know, like, part two has the good stuff in Braveheart, and Titanic, though, the good stuff is in the first tape on Titanic. You know what I'm talking about. Anyone who's old enough to know what dual VHS tape players are. All I'm trying to get at is watch them both. A few weeks ago, Mr. JK and I, Jason Cumberfeld, 50 Shades, Grainy Days, pick a name, any name. We all go by different pseudonyms now. Pseudonym. Anyway, me and that pimptastic man. So Jason and I, a few weeks ago, went to the beach together. You know, because he's my lens to my SLR. He's the light to my light meter. He's the paper backing to my film. I mean, was our girlfriends jealous? Yeah, probably. Was Baxter jealous? Definitely. Yeah, Baxter was jealous. He likes the beach. I actually really don't know. Why wouldn't he? Go ask Jason. So, the two of us went to hang out and shoot. He shot some super low ISO. Go check out his video. And I shot some low 100 with my TLR. Now, I thought, maybe I'll just pack it all in one video. But then, I was like, bro, the Yashica deserves its own video. That Yashica, spoiler alert, was my second film camera. This bad boy. This lovely box of a camera was my first, I would say, real camera. Like, you know, the Holga, my first girlfriend, she meant nothing to me. But this puppy dog, this sweet baby too, this love Meister, I love Meister, compact, radiant lover of mine is, does any of this make sense? No, but it flusters me because I love it so much. So I wanted to go through this camera with you. I wanted to tell you all of the great things about this Twin Lens Reflex. Guess what? Camera review. Let's get into it, right? So this bad boy is called a Twin Lens Reflex. What does that mean, Caleb? It means it has two lenses. Twin. Dose. The bottom one is the one that you like the most because it's the taking lens. It's the one that does the taking, just like Carl. Carl does the taking. Mom, can I have $30? Sure. But then, you know, Jeremy is like, hey mom, what about me? And mom's like, Jeremy, no, I don't care. Don't ask me. I don't love you as much. Carl came out first. These are pristine 80mm lenses. How do you operate this beast? So you have your taking lens and you have your viewing lens. Okay, well why? Because you view through that guy. Bing, bing! So you look through here and you look through that lens. This one right here. So there's been plenty of times where, you know, you rest this on something and you're like, oh, this is gonna be a great image, but it's slightly off because you're just ever so slightly underneath what you're actually viewing. So you just gotta keep that in mind, okay? Two 80mm lenses. They're Yashica lenses. Yashica's like, they're dope. You know what? I got a story for you. So I took this Yashica to Japan and I was waiting on the metro and I had it slung over my shoulder and this nice little gentleman comes up to me and he points. He doesn't speak English very well, but he like, you know, points at it and he's like, great camera. And I was like, I just got great camera by an old Japanese man. He knew this camera and he approved. That's all I needed. Game over. Boom. That was great. It was a great experience. Back to the cam. So it's actually fairly simple to set up and to use, right? So you have this dial, this wheel. All of your things happen on this taking lens, right? Right now you can see there's this B. That means bulb mode. It's red and it means bulb. Keep it open forever, baby. So the shutter speeds on this bad dog are 1/25. They're 1/50, 1/100, and 1/300. Cool beans, right? Yeah, 1/300, maybe not the fastest in the world. This is a Yashica-A model. It's like the first one that came out. It came out in 1959, so give it a break. Later models 1/500 was kind of the max. I mean, and there are a lot of models of this kind of camera. Like, if you look Yashica TLR, there's a billion of them. The first few models, the A, the B, the C, the D, or whatever, are fairly similar. D is actually where they start to differ. So if you want a little bit more functionality, go with something newer. But they all kind of operate around the same premise. So you're like 300, cool. Well, what do you want to do over here? It's a copal shutter, as you can see here. And this little port here is for using flash. And it uses flash at every speed because it's a leaf shutter. Boom. This dial right here is how you change your aperture. Very simple, right? Just a little slider, just slide it wherever you want to go. Very therapeutic. It starts at 3.5, that's the widest open it can go. Later models go to 2.8. And yeah, and then it's all the way to f22. How do you take a photo? Just what do you want to ask? Well, this is a lever. Pull down the lever. That cocks the shutter. Then you hit this guy. Boom. Denzel Washington. You just took yourself your first photo. How do you feel? Hope you feel amazing. Like you can conquer the world. I bet you can. I believe in you. This guy right here is your focus knob. See that? See how it's going in and out? It's focusing by just moving the element towards and away from the subject. It's nice and buttery. Oof.
Oh, yeah.
If you find one of these, just butter smooth, baby. Just lather it up just like crab legs, you know? Just dump the crab leg in the butter and just so good. This knob right here is your film advanced knob. So this model is the very, very first model, A in the alphabet. So it's all manual. You basically turn this guy until you see numbers here on this back window. Just turn it and you see the 1 and you see ... and you go to 2. If you're like not looking while you're turning and not really being careful, or you put some new film in and you're just like, how can I tell between 1 and 2? You know, sometimes they have dots, sometimes they have arrows, sometimes they have some random, you're like, what? Sometimes you can overlap photos. That's a pain, but could be kind of cool too. Have just a crazy long string of just photos. See, the reason I bought this guy is because it's completely manual. I can do multiple exposures, baby, and that's the great thing. Sometimes I accidentally double up a bit, but it doesn't happen that often because I pay attention. All the stuff right here. Let's go to the back viewing window. This guy is a little knob that, just keeps your film inside in the things. So, you pop these out, pop these out. So the bottom, tripod mount. You got these nubs so that you can just place it right down. All you do is turn it. And this top portion right here comes off and it just opens up. Boop, 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 boop. Use 120 film only. Did you know that already? I forgot to tell you that. This is a medium format camera. It is 6x6, so it's a square. Hello, Instagram, the OG Instagram. Let's go back to the camera. So you got your film spool down here. You open up that guy, take the film spool, put it up here. Boom. Okay, now it turns freely. Put some new film down here. So you just pull it over, bloop, and then you put it in the thingy right here and you just twist it. There's arrows right here. Line up the arrows with the arrows, then you close it. Twist the knob, you're ready to shoot. Oh yeah, look at that sweet ass logo up top. Isn't that badass? So you're like, Caleb, sweet, that sounds really good, but like, how do you see the image? Well, my friends, over on the other side of the screen, pop that guy open. Look how satisfying that is. Whoa. You should be able to see some like reflection of something. Can you see the light? Yeah, you can. Look at that. Beautiful. How you use this, you just look down. And it's, it's backwards because it's all, cattywampus. Doesn't matter. It's fun to use. Kind of be stealth with. Hold it down here, you're just like, I'm not taking a photo. Click! Oh, okay, that's the composition that I want. Focusing, and you're just like, that's what I want to take a photo of. Make sure your settings are correct. Cock the shutter. Take the picture. You're done. You know another cool thing you could do? Press in here. Boop. It's a little window. Now comes up with a little magnifying glass. See? After you do your composition, flip up the mag, and put your eye down there, and then it just magnifies the image a little bit. Critical focus. Pow-pow! And then you take the photo, and everything's great. Everything's dandy. like I said, this was basically my first real camera, I would say. I took this literally everywhere in the beginning when I bought it. This was my go-to because it was very easy. I could focus very well. People were like, whoa, you're really cool, bro. What is that? 8 years ago, no one really cared about film photography. This camera was only $70. I bought it for $70 with film in it. Let me tell you what, I'm gonna show you some of those images because they are the crappiest, craziest, coolest images I've ever taken. It was some old black and white, and I was just ecstatic getting these shots back. It was incredibly weird and crazy textures. So I'm gonna show you some of those photos because honestly, to get something like that back was just so much fun. Also, taking this to Japan was a dream. It was so light. I think I took about 10 rolls of film, and it was such a dream having this camera just by my side. And every once in a while, you know, it's one of those cool cameras just to take out and play with. I took this camera out on my second date with my girlfriend. She was really impressed. So, if anything, just buy this camera to be just impress, you know, chicks. Or dudes, or chick dudes. I don't care. Whatever flavor you want to impress. Also, little crazy, little weird fun fact is that there's a little hole back here. And you might be like, Caleb, why would you just put a hole randomly anywhere? What you do is you're like, oh, I want to take a photo here. And you're like, oh, it's about this feet away. So you're like doing boop, 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 boop. And you focus, but I want an eye level. Push in the Y here, the Yashica Y, push it all the way down. And now you can look through this little hole and you can peep in and say, hey guys, how you doing? What's going on? What are you doing over there? Oh, guess what? I'm gonna take a photo. Click. And to get the Y up, there's this little button on the back, and you just hit that in, and it flips it up. So that's it. My box camera. I call it my box, living square. There's a place for everything. And this one has a special little place in my heart. Of course, there are great brands out there like Rolleicord. I got this guy for $70 about 7 years ago. It's not the case anymore. They go for like $130 to $250. So, sorry. You're not really gonna find good of deal as I have. But that's the case with any camera nowadays. The other kind of downside is that these guys aren't really all that repairable unless you kind of have parts from another camera. You gotta steal from one to fix another. There are people out there that do that. That's kind of a downfall. So if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. The good thing is they're very simple, well-crafted machines. And so they just usually do work. I'm very lucky to have a bright viewfinder and just sharp glass. Like this camera is, do your friends make fun of you for being so square? Boop, 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 boop. If they do, this is the camera for you. And if they don't, still the camera for you. It's a great camera. So if you find one of these guys and you're like, do I need you in my life? The answer is yes. What this is really coming to is, from here, where do you go? I've already endorsed the camera. I'm already showing you some photos. Well, we go to part 2 now. So you just hit that button on the VCR, pop out the tape, and let's put in the other one. To be continued. See you the next time. For Lomo 100. This is really not working out well. Part 2's better anyway. I mean, I guess Scarface has the blah on 2, you know, but